But first, for a positive message, if Dr. Amy Ornstein's message wasn't positive enough for you this morning, I introduced to you the remaining two teams from the Accelerating Empathy Conference and the co-founder of Empathy Factory, Blair Ryan, who I believe is in the production booth right now. Because we have so many kids in the studio, there was no space for him. Right now, I'm joined by Team Base Y Generation, and I'm going to try and get this right. I have Nick, Matt, Rebecca, Michaela, and Catherine all in the studio right now. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So it's been a little bit of, we're all shoved into a clown car here, so we're trying to get around mics. But you guys had an excellent presentation tackling the problem of homelessness right in the HRM. And Nick, I know that this started with you. So on the first day, you gave a really great presentation. You want to tell us where this idea started?
I was just kind of thinking about the lack of services in Cole Harbour in general. There are a lot of resources in Halifax for homeless youth, but there isn't in Cole Harbour. So I was thinking, what can I do to kind of change that? So that's kind of where my idea stemmed from. And then working with these awesome team, like we came up with the Base Y Generation, and we're going to see how that turns out, and it's going to be awesome.
And Matt, your team really gelled very quickly. I could see that happen. Why did you decide to join this team specifically? What was it about the idea?
I don't know. They seemed like they were really positive about it, and that they felt really strong about the whole idea, and they can see it from where they live. And like I know I don't see it very much personally, but like the way that you guys felt about it, the way they came up to me and asked me, that I couldn't really say no.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Didn't you win an iPad over the last 2 days, over the 2-day conference?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was one of the big. St. Mary's University was a sponsor of the event and raffled off iPads for the kids. So I mean, you learned more than just empathy. You guys won stuff too, which is great. Exactly. Rebecca, what made you choose homelessness as the issue you wanted to tackle of the four? Why was it homelessness for you?
It was homelessness for me because I find it's the topic that's kind of disregarded. Halifax is a smaller city, and so our numbers aren't as high as, say, Toronto or other cities. And for me, it was just very important that this issue was tackled.
And tell me, and I'm just going down the line here, Michaela, what ultimately your plan was extremely succinct and very well put together. I mean, you guys, geographically, you have a location in mind. This is you guys are a team with a plan. Give us a little insight into the ultimate plan here.
Well, what we really want to do is make a community-based center for youth that are homeless or from abusive families that really have nowhere else to go, to just come in, chill out, sit down, play games, talk to other youth, and just really have the resources that they can't actually get access to right now. So that's really important to us. And
can't get access to because, like you said, like Nick mentioned, there's not much in the Cole Harbour area.
Right.
So you guys had some help doing this. Catherine, tell us about your mentor.
We had a great mentor. Her name was Claudia. And she was so supportive through the whole process, and she provided ideas and stories, and she gave us a lot of sort of insight. She works with homelessness issues a lot, and she was just great the whole time.
And has she given you any indication of how to now take this plan that you guys have and move it forward?
Well, she knows a lot of people who can help us and help provide support and funding and things like that, and hopefully we can take it somewhere.
Nick, I know that you got grilled a little by the judges when you made your presentation about funding and understanding the financial aspects of this plan, because and I alluded to this, you guys have a specific location in mind that I'm sure some of our listeners know about. Tell us about that and how you plan to get your hands on that.
Well, right now, the location we're looking at used to be the Metro Housing Authority, which is provincially owned, and I believe they still own it, and it's been vacant for a couple of years now. So usually what they do with locations like that, the province will donate the space to nonprofit organizations. So that's kind of one thing we're hoping on. So to tackle that, we would do a whole business proposal up and then approach them to see if they would be able to provide us with that space, because it is in the perfect location. It's surrounded by schools and it's in the middle of the community.
And what drew you to that? How did you find out about that?
Well, actually, in between the 2 days, I was just kind of driving around Cole Harbour looking for open areas to use, and it totally passed my mind. I didn't even realize that it had been vacant for so long, and I drove past and I saw that there was a sign up on the door and stuff. So I went in and I looked at it, and I ended up going and searching online to see what it used to be, because I couldn't remember and then it was the Metro Housing Authority, and I thought that was perfect.
A perfect way to combat homelessness.
Exactly.
Matt, what did you learn over the 2 days, maybe about yourself or about empathy that perhaps you hadn't realized before being a part of the conference?
I just learned like how many people are actually homeless and go through that kind of stuff. So it's when you put things in proportion, you can actually like connect to it a lot more, even if you don't see it every day yourself. So it just blew my mind how how strongly you can feel through 2 days of looking into something in so much detail, right?
And that's what really inspired me about you guys, is that you showed up on day one, and if I can say this, you guys were all really quiet and reserved, and you were sitting in your spots, and everyone was kind of looking at everyone else. What is this going to be? And then by day 2, I walked in there, and it was like a party. I mean, everybody had, you had your ideas, you had your enthusiasm, and it was electric in there. And I think, Rebecca, do you think you're gonna? I mean, how are you telling your fellow students who didn't get to take part about how great it was? I mean, what have you told them about those 2 days?
Oh, definitely. Catherine and Michaela and I all go to Citadel High School, and we've just been telling everyone and all of our teachers and our principal and different things, and it's really been a positive and really fun experience for us, and we're definitely telling everyone about it to spread the word about Empathy Factory.
Yeah, no, I think it's just fantastic. Michaela, do you think that the other issues, homelessness aside, because I think you guys have an excellent plan, and I'd love, if you did a PDF document or something up, and we can post, information on our Twitter feed and that, and generate some buzz that way, and maybe you can make some connections that way. But what about the other issues? Did you learn stuff about obesity and about bullying and about learning disabilities that maybe you didn't think about before?
Definitely. And I also learned a lot about how people think about these issues, because the winning groups had such incredible ideas that I probably would never have thought of, but then they put their heads together and they came up with these winning combinations, and their pitches were incredible, and just all of the winning groups just showed that they had so much inspiration and so many ideas on how to combat these issues. I think it was incredible.
Catherine, do you think that adults, maybe I would exclude myself and Blair and Stephanie when I say adults, even though legally we're adults, do you think that they take you guys for granted in terms of what you're capable of?
I think it's a possibility they do sometimes. I think I took us for granted because when we first came together, like you said, we were all so nervous at the beginning, and we were making our speeches maybe a little reserved and quiet. But then when we came as a team, everyone had these great ideas, and they were so confident, and we worked so hard for such a short period of time and came up with amazing ideas, not just in homelessness, but for a lot of community issues.
Well, you guys should be very proud of yourselves, and I'm so happy you were able to come in and experience the radio through, this is great, and I don't know that I'll ever have this many people in my studio again, so congratulations. I would love more information in my inbox that I will share with our listeners as soon as we get it, and I hope to hear how things go, and maybe someone from the province is listening, or the Metro Housing Authority is listening, and we can get you guys in contact and see about making your plan real.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here for our Olympic Minute, and then we are going to meet our final team from Accelerating Empathy. These are the kids who tackled childhood obesity. Do you want to hear their plan for that? All right, we'll be right back after this quick break.